All right, welcome to the guided tour of my Homework 5 project for CS460. As you can see, we are at the home page. I decided to get a little fancy here with a DMV logo on the main page here, and the requirements had us use links on the main page, launch page, for the pages that will be included in this project, that being current requests and new requests. You can also find those same links up here in the nav bar. The DMV change of address button and home button just bring you back to the same page, so they don't do anything right now. As for current requests, we can go ahead and click on the button for that. And you can see that I have about, I have 11 requests in here for Billy Bob Thornton, Jim Henson, Joe Schmo, John Jacob Smith, some pretty generic names, but there's some data in here. We have up here in the blue bar a general description of the data that you're viewing for each column, and then down here in the gray bar there is a more detailed addition to that description. So like an ID number is 7 digits. You do a full legal name, last, first, middle. The date of birth is month, day, day, and then the 4-digit year. The first address, 3 columns will be residence address. The next 3 columns that deal with addresses will be a mailing address, which is optional as indicated by the opt tag here. We have 2 entries that have optional mailing addresses, and one of them is a PO box. So same city, same town. The other one is a college student who just has a mailing address that's different because they're going to Western, and this is a completely fake street address. I have no idea if this exists. All of these are fake. Never ever put anything that's real into this database if you end up using it for any testing or whatever, because there is little to no security for people checking this. So anybody can see this information. Real information should not be put in there. And again, I warn, do not put real information here because it will compromise your identity. If we want to put in a new request, we just click this new request button and it'll bring us to this page. This line right here is from the DMV form that we're copying the form from. So is this line and this line. I decided to try and keep the sort of layout the same as the DMV form that we were trying to replicate into this online database. So in here, if we put in a 7-digit, it doesn't check how many digits, so we have to be good users and self-check. I had one more than I needed. In here, we will put in our date of birth. Let's say 20/01 1976. Put in one extra one, 1976. Full name, last name, Johnson. First name, Howard. Middle name, Jason. How about that? Howard Jason Johnson. Weird name, doesn't matter. Follows the pattern. We can do in a address here. And this is Clackamas. This address field, these address fields here are optional because of the new mailing address. As we can see, if I click submit, it won't complain. It'll just bring us back to the current requests. And then there's Howard Jason Johnson right there, who was born in 1976 on Hawthorne, moved to Hawthorne Street, Oregon City, Oregon, in Clackamas County. Now, if we don't fill out the stuff that's necessary, it will put in these danger text alerts. And because that's kind of messes with the layout of my form, it's a prototype, so I haven't exactly forced them to stay in that layout even if they're alerted. I'm just going to click new request again to bring us back to the normal. And let's put in another address, another ID here, another birth date. Let's say sort of a more younger person. What's another good last name? Stevenson, Jessica. Names are always the hardest part. Let's see. Let's give them a computer science middle name, Pearl. There we go. Jessica Pearl Stevenson. They are going to be on 8475 Southwest Martin Luther King Street, Portland, Oregon 97023. I have no idea if that's a Portland zip code or not. I'm just making these up as I go. And then we'll say that's in Multnomah County. Probably also not how you spell Multnomah, but that's not the point of this. We will give them a P.O. Box number 78 on Main Street. You know what? I used Main Street for Jim Henson, so we'll give them a I don't know, do 86th Avenue. And just for the speediness of this guide, I'm going to copy and paste these in there, even though they're probably not correct. And then we will hit submit, and then we can see that Jessica has her ID number in there, her new residence address, as well as her mailing address being the P.O. box. And that completes the tour of this project. Thank you for listening.